Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Capricorn January 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. Well, we have an interesting deck here. My daughter found this in a flea market, just wrapped up with string. No box, no papers, and nothing to identify it. I don't know what it is, but I do know that the imagery on it is fantastic and will give us a lot to talk about. But if you do know what it is, then do me the favor of just dropping a comment in the below, and that would be great. Now, of course, in the course of the last month, I've done a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings for people from different parts of the world over FaceTime and Skype. And if you'd be interested in having one of those, just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now, in addition to that, I've also done a number of healings for people from different parts of the world over FaceTime and Skype as well. Now, the two spiritual gifts, clairvoyance and healing that I was provided with. Healing is provided on the basis that I get nothing in return for it. So, it is free. It is without charge. There's no obligation, there's no catch, nothing will be sold or recommended to you. So if you feel you need a healing, just reach out to me in the way that's set out in the description, and we'll find a time that suits both of our schedules to do that. And by the way, it's great to see the subscribers again. Thank you very much for inviting me into your home each month. I enjoy your company so much, you know, really almost like my extended family. And I enjoy your company immensely. Now, there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, and so you get to enjoy the experience direct and uninterrupted. Now, we're going to take 5 cards, because 5 is all we need, because they speak a lot to us. As those of you who know this will know, not just 10 seconds here or there or 5. So show me the magic. 5 of Cups. 6 of Wands, the Empress. What's going on in here? 3 of Cups. Finally, what is there in store? See what this is. The 2 of Cups. Well, I'll bring the camera around. Why don't you and I have a good close look at the imagery on these cards. Let them speak to us both while I do the reading for you. A particularly great set of cosmic energy around you this month. Love everywhere. There is this interesting card here that I want to deal with first, and it is the 5 of Cups. 5 have a lot of instability associated with them for me, as I see, and because there is the presence there mystically for me of Mars, which can sometimes be disruptive, and in particular disruptive of emotions, which are in the suit of Cups here. Now, here we see a person that has a long grey cloak, staring down at 3 cups here that have fallen over, maybe the cups of regret, loss, or disappointment. Dark rain clouds come above, pouring down rain. But look, there are 2 golden cups here and 7 coloured butterflies, rainbow butterflies, representing the 7 chakras of transformation. And they emerge out of those 2 golden cups and go up towards this rainbow that's here. Now, this green butterfly that's in the center there, that represents your heart chakra, and it symbolizes for you the healed and transformed heart. Now, the rainbow symbolizes hope and the bridge between heaven and earth. Now, I said that there was Mars in that number 5 for me, numerologically. Well, the astrology of the card is also Mars. This time it's Mars in the first decan of Scorpio. Now, you would expect a very positive aspect to this card because Mars is the ruler of that feminine sign of Scorpio, and Mars is more gentle when it's in Scorpio. But there is here Mars as well, and there is a double dose of Mars here. Extra fire that's come about from Mars, And this brings about an energy imbalance as fire evaporates the waters of Scorpio, I think. So it is possible that at some time here you might have an unfulfilled expectation, a loss of balance, maybe some slight problems in relationships, and unexpected disturbances as a result of the presence of Mars. Now, I think maybe your expectations about something or somebody were much too big. Some unexpected event, perhaps only a thoughtless reaction, has ruined them abruptly, and the aggressively, almost semi-destructive energies from Mars now dominating the scene. I think they have probably been smouldering beneath the surface for you for something of a long time. Maybe you have overlooked them, perhaps because you didn't want to admit to their existence. You've ignored the warnings of your inner voice, but now you have to face these sobering facts and look those facts in the eye. However, if ever there is a disappointment around, remember that every disappointment contains within it the possibility of an important learning experience. Now, okay, maybe something didn't work out as expected, but this energy here is saying, don't wallow around in self-pity and regret, because new and better things are in store for you here, as is exemplified by these other energies. And if you do have feelings of disappointment about someone else's actions, look, just find it in your heart to forgive them, or in this instance anyway, just leave them. Just let them go into the cemetery of the past. I think that the feelings that arise, though, can sometimes give rise to a fear of taking another risk or of making another effort in the future, or hiding away in some place where you can't be hurt again. Now, maybe this refers to some previous disappointment yesterday. Now, yesterday is, after all, in the cemetery. It is not now. But because this has turned up here, and with all these other cards around here, this is saying that your soul is urging you to release this disappointment. Now, as I say, maybe forgiveness is called for. And remember that when you forgive, it is you who are released, not the person who is forgiven. And I think that this issue will dissolve within 5 days or 5 weeks. Now, I think that either some much too high expectation of yours has been crushed, or somewhere deep inside you lurks the fear of some disappointment. Well, now really is a good time to consider this and learn from the situation. Now ask yourself this question: in what areas of your life do you fear disappointment? And what have you learned from the disappointments you've experienced in your history until now? We've all had them. And how can you prevent disappointment again? Say this to yourself, though: I get to know my own reality by learning to see where I fool myself or where I deny my inner voice. But have no fear for this month, because certainly wondrous things are coming and you do overcome that disappointment. And that's being said to me by this energy that's here, because you do learn from what we have just discussed. Let's have a look at quickly at the imagery on this painting here. Well, here we see, this is the Six of Wands, and I suppose the wands are established by the stalks here of the sunflowers, and they grow upward, don't they, into full bloom, bringing you joy, fulfillment, and success. Now we have the sun here rising in the glowing heart, bringing inner strength and new promise. Now the heart is full and excited for new adventure. And here we see this starry sort of a horse and rider that's at full gallop here, and the rider holds its star up high, ready for your next accomplishment. This starry horse is guiding you through the dimensions of your dreams. Now, the astrology this time, I've got to tell you, is particularly good. It is Jupiter ruling the second decan of Leo. Now, I have a mystical association with the sun here as well, and the sun is the ruler of Leo, so that's particularly good. So Jupiter in Leo, the second decan, which is the 3rd to the 12th of August. Well, Jupiter is all about love, expansion, and learning and philosophy, and it combines really well with the creativity of Leo, so you have success in achieving your goals. Now, as I say, Leo is also ruled by the sun, and that is gained, its strength has been gained by the number 6 of the card itself. Leo gives you confidence and creativity, while Jupiter is going to bring to you an expansiveness and an ability to really develop things and make them happy. Now, the 6 is also about, for me, numerologically, transition, movement, balance, solutions, and harmony. But in a nutshell, this speaks to me of victory, success, a breakthrough, feeling inspired to continue. And I also think that you are going to receive recognition from others, and if I may say, I think you are going to quite like being in the spotlight here. So I see victory over past troubles. Now, although you remember them, you will have defeated them, and you'll become stronger. All is well. You have worked hard to get where you are, and you will be covered in self-confidence, which is the Leo energy around here, and you'll be able to go forward and set new goals and improve your learning and understanding of things, which is the Jupiter aspect. So, do what you are planning to do. This moment promises success for you if you do. Now, what do you really want to achieve? What does victory mean for you? Say this to yourself. I am now ready to enjoy success in my life. Every event in my life brings me closer to my final goal, and my victory brings benefits to all involved. Now, I was touching upon a particularly good major arcana from memory. Yes, there it is there. Wow, there's a lot of imagery in here. I may not have time to go through all of it, but let me point out a couple of the things that I find interesting. Anyway, I'm looking at this Empress that is here, and her necklace contains the 9 planets of the solar system. Now, the roses which are in her hair and on her gown, I think they represent her passion for living life to the fullest in a balanced way, creating and exploring your imagination. She is pregnant with the spiraling energy of life and creativity and birthing them into the world. She wears the Milky Way on her dress, symbolizing mother's milk, I think, to nourish the earth and all of its creatures. Now, there's a number of birds that seem to be in here. I love birds. Birds are the messengers of spirit. Now, this eagle that's at the top here, I think that represents the messenger from the divine, connecting her to the light of the universe and carrying the power and wisdom of the spirit in the star that it carries with it. Now, this swan that's here, I think that represents the beauty and transformation that's coming through in your life at the moment. This little bird here, what would that be? That's a dove, I suppose, representing the spirit of deep love and wisdom and inner peace. There's a little tiny, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little tiny hummingbird there representing the spirit of spreading love and joy to all. And she has a bird sitting on her shoulder here. Don't know what type of a bird it would be, but I think it's bringing her knowledge learned from past experiences. Now there's a deer that's there representing her love, her compassion, her gentleness. And there are sleeping nature spirits here. And I think what they do is that they are bringing security to you. This turtle that's down here is the mother's symbol, and on its shell is the spiral of the triple goddess. Now these crescent moons that are there, I think they represent the waxing and waning of the moon's cycle and of yourself's cycle. Now this big full moon which is rising up above here, this is talking about illumination for you. You get to see what is going on. Now there's an apple tree on the left here that speaks of the gifts or harvest available to you now of a full life. And these, I take it, to be pomegranates. They symbolize fertility in all of your creations. Yes, the daughter of the mighty ones here. Now, unmistakably, there's a pregnancy around here that I think you'll find out about it. You are going to find that you are now in touch with the beauty of your life. And you might well be exploring the relationship with your mother or with a maternal figure, or acting as a maternal figure to somebody else. I think you'll be very caring towards other people at the moment. And this is reminding you that spirituality is expressed from the heart and not from the head. There's a great degree of wisdom going to be with you now. Very fertile energy around here. So if you don't want to end up being pregnant, then you know what to do about that. This is about fulfilling your potential here. I think successful business opportunities coming through to you here. The essential characteristics, I think, of her realm are love in its giving and receiving aspects, creativity and fruitfulness, understanding and wisdom, and the creativity of male procreative power unifies itself with her female receptive principle. And after she has integrated the male aspects of herself, then this woman will be internally and externally in harmony. Do you know, I don't think that anyone's going to be able to easily pigeonhole you as either being really very brainy, intellectual, or just practical at the moment. I think there'll be a good mixture of both of those things that are there. You are going to have, I think, strong leadership ability. This is particularly a great card for women, I must say. Do you know that the beauty that you see in others, which attracts you to them, is a beauty that you carry within yourself? You are in the process of unfolding and evolving the feminine principle within you. And as I say, this could also be a good time for both men and women to clarify, resolve, or put to rest any unresolved mother conflicts. Now, in your life, is there a beautiful, strong woman from whom you would like to learn? Visualize your ideal woman. Write down her most important qualities. Try to find these in others and yourself, and surround yourself with beauty and abundance, and say this to yourself: I give and I receive wisely. I realize that the capacity to receive is equally powerful as the capacity to give. I value the healing power of beauty, harmony, and love. And now I am filled with power and beauty. Now then we're left with, well, we have the 3 and the 2 of cups. Let me look at this one first and see what, these are both great for you from an emotional standpoint, I must say. What a wonderful month it is for you. Let's have a look at this image together, shall we? And see what there is here. Well, there are obviously 1, 2, 3 golden cups. And holding them are, there's 1, 2, because there's the back of her head. She's got blonde hair and a long ponytail. And 3, 1, 2, 3 young women that toast their golden cups in celebration of a successful harvest. Now they are associated with the 3 graces of happiness, beauty, and festivity. Now down here at the bottom of the card we have the waxing, the full and the waning moon that's there, and they remind you of the ever-changing tides of life. Now the sunflowers, which have appeared again, here they are, and they symbolize joy and abundance. And here's these hummingbirds. We saw one before somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the colors of the rainbow and of the 7 chakras. They represent your open chakras flowing gracefully with harmony and transcendence. There's a lot of the sign of Cancer around here. And I have Mercury in the 2nd decan of Cancer in this position. That's the 2nd to the 11th of July. Well, Cancer is the most maternal of the signs, and it's almost like a woman's womb in which a seed can be fertilized and things can then grow. Mercury, of course, is about will and communication, and Mercury is coming into Cancer, so what this is saying is that you can express your feelings fully with people that you are close to, and this is going to enrich your life. There's an overflowing exchange of love, rare, valuable feelings and perceptions which can be communicated intimately at this time here. The love represented here, I think, is of the highest order. It is available to be shared with only a small circle of people. Now the 3 cups may stand for those 3 important people in your life with whom you can exchange these precious and exquisite feelings with great intimacy. Such relationships are a rare gift. Care for them with respect and gratitude. Do you know, you have something especially valuable to share. So be open for the people who can share these exquisite feelings with you. They are also a gift. You don't need to look for them. This is a time of sharing success with other people. Life is going to feel good, and it is naturally a very good time to tell other people that you love them. Now, it's also a good time to boost the morale of other people. It's a good time to say a good or comforting word, especially to those people to whom such words are rarely, if ever, directed. And I know that you will know what I mean by that. Enjoy your riches at the moment, but be aware of their limitations and see them for what they are. There is an outpouring of love, I think, here, and it's directed at 3 very significant people, and Mercury is saying, tell them. So are there any people to whom you have not yet outwardly expressed the love you feel for them? Give whatever you would like to now in full awareness of your boundless riches, and say to yourself, today life gives me everything I need to be happy. Then we turn finally to this 2 of Cups. Another wonderful card here for you. Let me have a look at it. Let's see what's here. And you of course are free to take from these cards whatever you want, of course. And thank you for sharing these videos to Twitter and Facebook as well. Now in the image here, there is a young couple, And of course, the members of the lesbian and gay audience can just make the necessary adjustment here. And they are holding these golden grails, cups of love, sharing and exchanging that love energy. And they stand in a sea of love itself, mixing their energies in the starry realms of this borderless fluid, which transform them for the moment into one. Now the dolphins that are down there are swimming together, and I think they're celebrating the deep love that the couple feels for each other. Now this pink lotus that's sitting there, I think that symbolizes enlightened love that grows from the deepest depths of the soul. Now this star is poking out here more so than the others. That, I say, represents, well, that would be Venus. And here is the moon. Now the moon is the ruler of Cancer, and so astrologically I think it is unmistakable that it is the planet of Venus coming into the sign of Cancer. And we looked at the attributes of Cancer before. But Venus in Cancer really underscores the great benefit of you having come across this energy here. Because Venus, of course, is the most maternal of the signs, of the planets, Venus. And Venus is about attracting to you the things and people that give you joy. So it's also about relationship. It also happens to be about money and success, I've got to say. This is speaking of a receptive love, happy relationships, and an emotional exchange. I do want to make the point in a different way that I made earlier, and that is that if you love yourself, you are attractive to others. Your receptiveness towards yourself prepares you to give yourself totally to someone else. And a deep emotional exchange is then possible, a giving and receiving of overflowing love, and this union will occur in a complete harmony as is symbolized by these entwined dolphins here. This really, isn't it, an image of complete joy and silent ecstasy. The sky is a deep blue, thoughts are free and clear, and seen through the eyes of love, the world appears transformed. I think that your readiness to receive love makes you attractive, so surrender to yourself, to others, and to life. There's close bonds here, a togetherness, love, harmony, a relationship that is strengthening, mutual love and respect. Now, I will make this point, though, that although that's very often there is a romantic mood to this energy extends further into social relationships and also into business relationships. And you might think it's quite interesting, but this is particularly good energy for people who are involved in sales or in the negotiation of deals. I think you're going to hear of marriage. And there is here a love that is both special and equal. Now, with which persons and in which surroundings can you now share your love? Pay attention to the love coming to you now. Remain open and let it enter you and go deep inside. And say to yourself, there is nothing to do but enjoy what life offers. I am now ready to let into my life the love relationships that will fulfill me. What a great set of energies for you. And you did a great job. Well done. Gee, I said that was an interesting deck, didn't I? And what a fantastic set of imagery it was. What a good month it's going to be for you, I think. And don't you deserve it? Truly you do. Fantastic. Well, unless I see you privately beforehand, then I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.